Industry 2 is a simulation and management game developed by an independent team inspired by genre classics like Factorio and Satisfactory. Its development began as a passion project by a small group of developers aiming to blend the complexity of industrial automation with an intuitive interface. Initially launched as early access, it quickly garnered a dedicated fan base who provided valuable feedback to enhance the game. This gameplay revolves around building and managing automated factories. Players gather resources, create efficient production lines, and expand their operations to meet growing product demands. The game offers a wide range of machines and technologies that can be researched and upgraded, allowing players to optimize their operations in creative ways. One of the most intriguing features is its realistic physics system, which affects how resources are transported and processed on production lines. Star Wars Outlaws is one of the most anticipated games in the Star Wars franchise, developed by Ubisoft Massive in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. Officially announced in 2023, it is being developed using the Snowdrop game engine, known from titles like Tom Clancy's The Division. It promises an open-world experience set in the iconic Star Wars universe, focusing on outlaw characters and stories parallel to the main saga. Its gameplay involves exploration, combat, and interactions with characters in a vast open world. Players take on the role of Kay Vess, an outlaw navigating the underworlds of the Star Wars universe, undertaking missions involving stealth, combat, and negotiations. The game promises an engaging narrative with choices that impact the story's outcome, offering multiple possible endings. A fascinating aspect of its development is Ubisoft Massive's effort to capture the essence of classic Star Wars films while introducing new and innovative elements to the universe. The game also features a companion system where secondary characters can assist Kay in missions, each with unique abilities that influence gameplay. Phantom Blade Zero is an action RPG developed by S-Game, renowned for its unique blend of steampunk aesthetics and Chinese martial arts. Announced in 2023, the game garnered attention for its stunning visuals and fluid, dynamic combat. Led by industry veterans, the development team aimed to merge elements of Western action games with the narrative depth of Eastern RPGs. The gameplay focuses on fast-paced, technical combat where players must master a variety of weapons and skills to defeat powerful enemies. It features a combat system that rewards precision and timing, reminiscent of titles like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Nioh. In addition to combat, Phantom Blade Zero offers rich exploration with detailed environments and hidden secrets that encourage player curiosity. An interesting fact about Phantom Blade Zero is that its aesthetics and design draw heavily from wuxia cinema, a genre of Chinese films focusing on martial arts and mythical heroes. The developers incorporated this influence to create a visually distinctive and culturally rich experience, setting Phantom Blade Zero apart from other action RPGs on the market.
What secret did you sell them? secret.
The Zoocosis is a psychological horror game developed by a small indie team exploring themes of insanity and confinement. The game's development began as an attempt to create a unique horror experience using elements of non-linear narrative and disturbing environments. Inspired by genre classics like Silent Hill and Amnesia, the Zoocosis immerses players in a dense, claustrophobic atmosphere. Gameplay revolves around exploration and puzzle solving as players navigate an abandoned zoo, encountering horrifying creatures and supernatural phenomena. Mechanics include environmental interactions, item collection, and strategic use of light and shadow to avoid dangers. Moreover, the game employs a sanity system that alters the player's perception as they approach mental collapse, heightening the intensity of the experience. A curiosity about the Zoocosis is that its name is inspired by the term zoocosis, describing stereotypical and repetitive behaviors in captive animals, reflecting themes of confinement and madness. Psychologists collaborated on the game's development to ensure an authentic portrayal of isolation and fear, providing a genuinely terrifying experience for players. Still Wakes the Deep is an adventure and horror game developed by the Chinese Room, known for titles like Dear Esther and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Announced in 2023, the game is set on an oil platform in the North Sea, promising a compelling narrative and atmospherically rich survival horror elements. Gameplay involves exploring the oil platform, solving puzzles, and surviving in a hostile environment. Players take on the role of a platform worker tasked with uncovering the mysteries following a mysterious disaster. The game's atmosphere is fraught with tension, featuring ambient sounds and visuals that create a sense of isolation and imminent danger. Developers utilize advanced lighting techniques and sound design to enhance the immersive experience. A curiosity about Still Wakes the Deep is that developers drew inspiration from real-life disasters on oil platforms. As One We Survive is a cooperative survival game developed by an independent studio aiming to innovate the genre with gameplay mechanics based on cooperation and mutual trust. Released in early access, the game is set in a post-apocalyptic world where players must work together to survive adverse conditions and constant threats. Gameplay involves resource gathering, shelter construction, and defense against both human and monstrous enemies. The game encourages cooperation through systems requiring players to share skills and resources for survival. Each character possesses unique abilities that complement others, making collaboration essential for success. The dynamic environment and constant need for adaptation maintain high tension and varied gameplay. A curiosity about As One We Survive is that developers introduced a trust system where players' actions affect group dynamics. Betrayals and conflicts can arise, adding an extra layer of strategy and emotion to the game. Moreover, the player community plays an active role in development, with ongoing feedback being incorporated to enhance the gaming experience. Empire of the Ants is a real-time strategy game based on the famous book of the same name by Bernard Werber. Developed by a studio experienced in strategy games, it allows players to control an ant colony and expand their empire through resource management, exploration, and combat. Development began with the goal of creating a game that combines the complexity of ant life with accessible and engaging gameplay. Gameplay in Empire of the Ants revolves around building and maintaining an ant colony, including creating different ant castes, collecting food and resources, and defending against predators and rival colonies. The game uses a detailed simulation system to replicate real ant behaviors, offering an authentic and educational experience. Exploring new territories and conquering enemies are key elements, with each decision impacting the colony's growth and survival. An interesting fact about Empire of the Ants is that developers worked closely with entomologists to ensure scientific accuracy in ant behaviors and colony structures. Additionally, the game features a story mode inspired by the book, allowing players to experience events and challenges based on Bernard Werber's work, providing a rich narrative experience alongside the strategic aspect. Decadent is an action-adventure RPG developed by an indie studio aiming to explore themes of morality, power, and corruption. Set in a dystopian world where society is collapsing, players must navigate through tough choices that directly affect the storyline. Development of Decadent began with the intention of creating a game that challenges players to reflect on their decisions and the consequences of their actions. Gameplay in Decadent focuses on dynamic combat, exploration, and branching narrative. Players control a protagonist who must fight enemies and make decisions that influence the story's direction. The combat system is deep and strategic, offering a variety of weapons and skills that can be upgraded throughout the game. Moreover, Decadent features a detailed and interactive open world, where each choice can lead to different paths and endings. Spine is a cyberpunk action game developed by a team aiming to combine elements of fighting games with an engaging narrative set in a dystopian future. Announced in 2023, the game attracted attention for its stunning visuals and fluid, acrobatic combat. Development of Spine began with the goal of capturing the intensity of hand-to-hand combat in a vibrant and detailed cyberpunk setting. Gameplay in Spine focuses on fast-paced, acrobatic combat where players control characters equipped with cybernetic implants that enhance their combat abilities. The fighting system is highly technical, requiring precision and timing, and offers a wide variety of moves and combinations. In addition to combat, Spine features a rich narrative and deep characters, with missions exploring themes such as identity, freedom, and control. A curiosity about Spine is that developers collaborated with martial arts experts and action choreographers to ensure realistic and impactful combat movements. Little Devil Inside is an action-adventure RPG developed by NeoStream Interactive, known for its charming aesthetic and innovative gameplay mechanics. Initially announced in 2015, the game caught attention for its unique visual style and combination of exploration, combat, and survival in a peculiar world full of mysteries. The gameplay of Little Devil Inside involves exploring a vast open world, facing dangerous creatures, and completing various missions. Players take on the role of an adventurer hired to investigate supernatural events and gather information for a scientific academy. The game blends melee and ranged combat, with a progression system that allows for the improvement of skills and equipment. Additionally, Little Devil Inside features survival elements such as resource management and weather, which affect gameplay and strategy. A curiosity about Little Devil Inside is that the game was partially funded through a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter, a platform where creators can raise funds directly from the public to finance their projects. The campaign quickly met its goal due to strong community support. The game developers have worked closely with supporters to incorporate feedback and ensure that the game meets expectations. The artistic direction of the game, with its minimalist yet detailed visual style, was inspired by animations and fantasy films, creating a world that is both charming and dangerous. Sirens is a survival horror game developed by an indie studio that explores the folklore and myths surrounding sirens. Set on a remote and mysterious island, the game puts players in the role of a stranded character after a shipwreck, struggling to uncover the dark secrets and dangerous creatures that inhabit the location. The development of Sirens began with the intention of creating an immersive experience that captures the fear and fascination of maritime legends. The gameplay of Sirens combines elements of exploration, stealth, and puzzle solving, where players must avoid deadly sirens while seeking a way to escape the island. The game uses an immersive sound system and detailed graphics to create an atmosphere of constant tension, with moments of calm interspersed with dangerous encounters. Additionally, Sirens' narrative is built through found documents and events that slowly reveal the hidden secrets of the island. A curiosity about Sirens is that the game is based on myths and legends from various cultures around the world, adapting elements from stories about seductive and dangerous marine creatures. The developers also collaborated with folklore experts to ensure an authentic and respectful representation of the cultural traditions that inspired the game. Wronged Us is an action-adventure game developed by a studio that aimed to create a cinematic and emotionally engaging experience centered on characters and difficult moral choices. Set in a dystopian world, Players assume the role of a survivor seeking revenge against an oppressive faction that has dominated society. The development of Wrongdust began with the intention of exploring themes of justice, redemption, and the limits of morality in a post-apocalyptic environment. The gameplay of Wrongdust combines elements of combat, stealth, and exploration, where players face challenges both physical and ethical. Choices made throughout the game have significant consequences on the story and the fate of the characters, encouraging multiple playthroughs to explore different paths and endings. Additionally, Wrongdust features a rich dialogue system where interactions with other characters can influence alliances and future events. Outbreak Island is a survival and building game developed by a studio that sought to innovate in the genre by combining elements of exploration of tropical islands with the challenge of managing a colony amidst a zombie apocalypse. Set in a paradisiacal archipelago overrun by the undead, the game challenges players to build shelters, collect resources, and strengthen defenses against hordes of flesh-hungry zombies. The gameplay of Outbreak Island involves exploring various islands to find supplies and new survivors, as well as facing increasing threats as the number of zombies grows. Players can build defensive structures, cultivate food, and create improvised weapons to protect their colony and ensure survival. Additionally, the game offers customization and progression options, allowing players to develop unique skills and strategies to deal with the challenges of the apocalypse. A curiosity about Outbreak Island is that the game was inspired by horror films and survival games that creatively and challengingly explore the theme of zombies. Let me know which of these games caught your interest the most, and if there's another game that would fit into this list. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow.